Let me review with you the previous lesson before I start my new lesson. So before we discussed about properties of exponent, which is exactly how we deal with the multiplication. So we said if we have the same base, we are going to add the powers. So for example, if we have a to the power m, a to the power n, they are the same base, you are going to add their powers, which is a to the power mn. Also, we learned if we have, for example, a to the power m, a power raised to another power, all this to power n. If you have like this shape, you are going to multiply these powers, so that is will be a to the power m times multiplication m. So this is plus, sorry. So this is mn. This is multiplication. Let me give you example. For example, if I have x to the power 3 times x to the power 2, they are same base, add the powers directly. So that is x to the power 5 times the 3, which 5, sorry, plus the 3, which is 8. Keep in your mind, if you have x like that to the power 3, all this to the power 5, so that is equals to here x to the power 15. I will multiply them. So be careful between this expression and this expression. Please, girls, note that homework are important to submit. It's true you are learning virtual classes, but please, girls, homework is important. Also, notes are important. So notes are important. Homework are important. Notes will help you to take the attendance, girls. Make sure that you write note after each lesson. Also, make sure that you practice the homework with understanding, not submitting anything. Even if you get the grade, you won't get the understanding for tests and quizzes. Please make sure don't collect a lot of information together. These lessons need you practice. It's true these lessons are easy, but need you practice if I'm writing for you expressions, algebraic expressions, and I need you to simplify them. Let's continue. We also learned if we have negative power, for example, let's say a to the power negative m, so that is will be equals to, you will write it down in the denominator and you will say that is m to the power m, a to the power m. You also learned if you have anything to power 0, which is directly equals to 1. So that's the basic thing that we learned. That's all things that we learned in the first 3 lessons. I just had many questions about the question 44. So question 44 was like that. A to the power negative 8, and there is parentheses like this, then there is square, and finally it's equals to n. I think the question was n. I will do exactly same thing that you see, n. So here is n. How can you get, girls, n to the power 1? I have many students, they were asking me about this question in the chats. Please, girls, focus with me if you just once you watch this video. I need to have power 1. How can I have power 1 if I have this power raised to another power, which is I'm using this property, which means I'm using something similar to this one. What is the number when I multiply it by 8 so I can get 1? The number is negative 1 over 8. Once you multiply 1 over 8 times 8, you will get directly 1. And that's what I need. So, sorry, with the negative 8. So in this box, you need to put 1 over 8, negative 1 over 8, negative. To make sure that you understand the idea, I'm going to give you example or exercise, let me say, exercise 44. So exercise 44 in the book, page 437. The question said, m to the power what? I don't know. I want you to find this. All this to the power 1/3. Will give you, how can I get m to the power -12? Okay. What is the number that you are putting here and multiply it by 1/3, you will get -12. You can guess directly, say, okay, miss, let me think about it. I can say, okay, once I'm dividing 36 by 3, 36 by 3, that is equals to 12. So negative, which is 12, and that's what I need. Here directly, that is -12. You can just say that immediately, which is, just put it here. Some students, they cannot guess, they cannot think about what is the number. When I multiply it by 1/3, I will get -12. So I encourage you to do what? Assume that this is x. Say, okay, x number. I don't know what is this x. So say that, okay, miss, I'm looking for a number. When I multiply this number by times 1/3, I will get -12. This is an equation. Okay. This is, I can write it, x/3 equals to -12. So the opposite operation is multiplication. Just move the 3 to the other side by multiplication. So 12 times the 3, which is equals to -36. And that's what I told you. You don't need to do all these steps if you don't want to do them. If you want directly right here, -36, I'm fine with that directly. Because just think about it. What is the number? This is a power raised to another power. So what is the number that you multiply it by 1/3? You will get this one. It is 36. Please don't confuse if I'm asking you m, then a small square like this times m, for example, to the power. Let me tell you, for example, 10. Let me give you easy thing, equal m to the power -12. If you have m, both of them like this, no parentheses, it is not a power raised to another power. That means what is the number that I will add it to this number? I will get -12, which is -2. Please distinguish the difference between them. Please don't confuse. So that's just a quick revision about what we learned in the previous 3 lessons. Let's get started and complete this lesson. So in this lesson, we are going to learn one more property. This property is dividing powers with the same base. We said if we have the same base and between them multiplication, just you need to add the powers. That's what I told you before 1 minute. What about if I have division? I'm going to subtract the powers. So if I have division, I'm going to subtract the powers. So if I have, for example, same base like this, a to the power m over a to the power n. So you are going to say, sorry, this is n. You are going to say that is a to the power m minus n. Here, you are going to say n m plus, since between the multiplication, you are going to add the powers. So n. What about, my question is now, what about if you have a minus a, for example, or plus this is to the power m, this is to the power n. Can you do anything here? No, because we said before, these are not like terms. Let me give you example. A to the power 2 plus a to the power 5, for example. Can I say that is a to the power 7? No. That's big miss. That's wrong. I cannot say that because I have here addition. These are not like terms. It is not multiplication here, like this one. If it's multiplication with same base, I'm going to add the powers. But if I have addition or subtraction, no, I will think about like terms. So just keep this in your mind. But we don't say like terms with multiplication and division like this. Let me give you example. So let's start with the basic and easy example. So the first example say, I did not put the first one. I think I don't know, by some reason I canceled it. So it was x to the power 5 over 2, and then in the denominator you have x to the power 2. All right, so that is equals to, you have these are same base, you need to subtract the powers because you have between them division. So be careful on that. So that is will be x to the power. You can just do in your corner 5 over 2 minus 2. So just make them same denominator was or I think most of you are going to do them by calculator. So you can do that since we allow you. So that is 4. So 5 minus 4, which is minus 2, which is, sorry, 3 over 2. So that is will be here x to the power 3 over 2. Let's see this one. I have m and m, same base, between them division. Just subtract the power. So that will be m to the power 2 minus 5. 2 minus 5. That will be minus 3. So be careful on that. So minus 3. N to the power. This n and this exactly same base. So subtract the power since you have between them division. So n to the power 4, n to the power 3. That is will be to the power 1. You learned in the first lesson that this is negative power, so you must move it down. So n to over m to the power 3. So that's the answer from the first problem. Let me give you exercises. Step by step. You can see that indefinitely in my PowerPoint, girls. I'm posting for you the PowerPoint. You can just see it anytime. Let's do the first one. We have same base, between them division. So you need to subtract the powers. So 3 over 4 minus 1/2. So just once you multiply this by 2, multiply this by 2. So 3 minus 1, it's 1 over 4. So that is will be y to the power 1 over 4. Miss, from where you got 4 after I subtract these? What is these? From where I got them? Here, this one minus this one. Just minus the first power with the second power that you have done. Same thing with this one. D to the power 7 over 2. Let me make my calculation here. 7 over 2 minus 3. So just make them same denominator. So this will be 6 over 2. So 7, it will be 1 over 2. So that is 1 over 2. I'm sorry, girls, if I'm calculating fast, because I'm confident my students excellent in calculation, not learning them how to calculate or subtract the fractions. So here I have k and k. These are same base. Only subtract the same base. So that is will be k to the power. Here the power nothing, that means it's a 1. It's not nothing, it is 1. But they did not write anything. 6 minus 1, it is 5. j to the power 2 minus 5, that is negative 3. So 2 minus 5, that is negative 3. Since you know that this is negative power, you need to rewrite it and write it down. So that is k to the power 5 over j to the power 3. Move to the next one. Here you have to focus. Things start being complicated. Negative 3 up and 5 down. Always make corner for your calculation. So, same base. The powers in the top or in the denominator was 3. The power here is 5. But the minus because between the division. So, minus 5. So, overall will be minus 3 minus 5 is 8. So, negative 8. A to the power negative 8. B to the power 7. B to the power 2. 7 minus 2. So that is 5. So B to the power 5. Again, I learned how to deal with negative power. I'm going to move it down. So B to the power 5, I have to keep it in the denominator, over A to the power 8. Let's move to the last one. X to the power 4, x to the power 4. So once you minus them, x to the power 0. X to the power 0, it's 1. Basically, you can say, Miss, I will simplify this one with this one. Don't I say before 2 over 2, it's a 1. It's a 1. X over x, it's a 1. If the denominator exactly the same thing in the denominator, so that's a 1, you can simplify them together. So if you depend on this idea, this is okay. If you depend on just saying, Miss, x to the power 4 minus x to the power 4, it's x to the power 0. X to the power 0, you learned in the first lesson, it's a 1. So directly, that's the 1. I'm not writing anything, it's a 1. Okay, y, I'm going to move y. Y I have negative 1 minus, it's from the rule that we learned, minus 5. So minus 5, so that is plus 5. Plus 5. So minus 1 plus 5. Be careful if you have negative here. So there is a negative from the rule since between them division, and there is a negative for the number itself. So that is will be 4. Finally, we have z. Z to the power 8 minus 1. Nothing here, which is 1. So that is will be 7. This is the idea from this part. Let me give you more exercises. So I'll start from the basic thing. Then I will give you more details about the others. So 3 and 3, same base. I'm going to subtract the powers. So that is will be 3 to the power 8 minus 6. It is to the power 2. I know what is this. This is 9. Directly, this is 9. 3 to the power 3. 3 times 3, which is 9. This one. Okay. I learned that between them division. Since between them division, they are same base, subtract the power. So that is will be minus 1. That's what I have here. Minus, it's coming from the rule that I learned. Then minus 4. So that is will be plus. Be careful. Sometimes you enter numbers wrong in the calculator and you tell me, Miss, the calculator is giving like that. No, dear, you have to understand what are you doing. Like I can tell you, if you write, for example, minus 1 in the calculator and directly wrote, for example, minus 4, definitely you will get the answers wrong. Why? Because you did not put minus. If you put minus, you are focusing that there is 2 minus. 1 minus from the rule and the other minus from the number itself, the given number. In this case, you will get the answers correct. So here you have minus 1 plus 4, that is 3. I'm done with this one. More complicated, step by step, I have C and C, same base, just between them division, subtract the powers. The given powers are the first one, 2 over 2, 2 over 3, minus 1 over 6. Make them same denominator, or just, it's up to you if you want to do them by calculator, times 2 here. So that is 4. That is 4, 4 minus 1. It's a 3 over, so that will be 3 over 6. Simplify it. Once you simplify it, you will get 1 over 2. So C to the power 1 over 2 times. Now I will focus on the D. I have in the D exactly the same idea here. Exactly same thing. Just do your calculation for that. So that is will be, please make sure that you write all the exercises that I'm solving with you. All the exercises that I solve here, please do them. So -5 from this one, minus from the rule, minus from the power that I have. So that will be plus -5. So that is -4. So that is -4. This one, I'm not worrying because I have more things or more terms or more numbers or more variables. I don't worry if I have something like that. Step by step. 3 and 3, same base. Okay, same base. I will subtract their powers because between them division. So 3 to the power, okay, miss, 2 minus 5. It's easy to do it directly. That is -3. Next, let me change the color for you. M and M, that is will be M to the power. Start with the denominator. The power in the denominator, 5. 5 minus 7, that is will be -2. Next, you have T to the power 6. T to the power 6. T to the power -5. You can say that this is T to the power 6 minus minus, so it will be plus. So 6 plus 5, it will be 11. Now, you learned in the first lesson between them all multiplication. Since this is negative power, move it down, move it down. The only thing that you should leave it in the denominator, which is already given with positive power. So T to the power 11 over 3 to the power 3, M to the power 2. You know what is a 3 to the power 3 is. You know it. Since you know it, T to the power 11, just do your calculation for this one. 3 times 3, it is a 9. 9 times 3, it is 27. So that is over 27 M to the power 2. Let me make more exercises to make sure that you're confident with this one. So I'm going to do this one with you and this one, because this is exactly the same thing that I'm giving you in the homework. So that's basic, that's a standard. I'm sure 100% you know what to do with this one. So let's do this one. 10 over 5. That's not mean you leave them. Divide them. 10 over 5, it is 2. M and M, M to the power 6 minus 2, M to the power 6 minus 2, it's M to the power 4. N, same basis, this one with this one. 3 minus 7, it is -4. But you learned what to do with the negative powers. 2M to the power 4 over n to the power 4. That's it. Let me do this one with you. So I did also 19. Let me do this one with you. X to the power 4. Y to the power, I cannot see it well. I think it's 19 over 2. So 9 over 2. So we have y to the power 19, negative, remember, 19, it is given 19 over 2, minus, from my rule, minus 4, it will be plus 4. Multiply this and this one by 2, times 2 times 2, or you can just calculate by calculator, it's up to you, that will be 8. So finally, it will be negative 1 over 2. So that is will be negative 1 over 2 times z to the power 3, z to the power 3, so 3 minus 3 is 0, so z to the power 0, it's a 1. Or you can depend on the same basic that I told you here. So that these I can simplify them immediately. Since this is negative power, that means you have to move it down. X to the power 4 over y to the power 1/2. Last thing that I will do with you, this one. So I'm going to work on it here. So 12 over 4, 3. A to the power minus 1 minus 5. So a to the power negative 6. B to the power 6 minus minus 1. So it will be 6 plus 1. So b to the power 7. C to the power negative 3 minus 5, c to the power 8 minus 8. I understand what to do with this one and leave the others up. So 3b to the power 7 over a to the power 6, c to the power 8. So that's the idea. Now, let's me move if I need to divide the scientific notation. We learned how to multiply scientific notation. Also, we learned how to distribute the power for the scientific notation. So we learned if we have, for example, 2.1, for example, times 10 to the power, for example, 2 times, for example, 3 times 10 to the power, for example, 7. So all things that we did with this one, it is just what? Just multiply these together and times these together. They are same base, just add their powers. That's what we did. Exactly same thing here. If you are trying to find the density of population per mile, per 1 mile, what can you do to do that if you have the population is 1 or was 1.21 times 10 to the power 7 people. So, and the area is given by this one. How can you find the density in only 1 mile squared? That's exactly the same unit rate that I gave you before. How can we do that? We just to find how many people only in 1 mile, only in to make this one, all your job is just divide this one by this one. So 1.21 times 10 to the power 7 over 4.81 times 10 to the power 5. Same thing that you did with multiplication. Just take this part and just divide it. So once you divide this part, you are going to get 1.21 divided by 4.81 4.81. Divide them regularly and write what you have. So 0.205 estimated, right? For me, only 3 decimals from things that you have. Then since they are same base, between them division, just subtract their powers. So that is 10 to the power 7 minus 5, 2. They said write it in scientific notation. If I'm asking you to write it this one, or you just need, because you are talking about what is the population, which means how many people in this area, or what is the population density. So density, which means I need to find how many people in each square. So just multiply it 25.1. You know, there is the power 2 here. So once you move to the right, 1, 2, so you are going to minus from the power, which is will be 0, or you can just say that is 100. So since this is 100, just times 0.251, it's like that. You are talking about people. You cannot have decimal in people, definitely. So you have to estimate it into 25. So the basic idea is really simple. What is the concept here? Divide numbers in scientific notation. That's the concept that I need here. So how can I divide them? I'll divide the numbers together. For the powers for 10, just because I have them division, just subtract the powers. Let's do exactly same thing with got it. We have same thing if the population is this one and the area, the given area is this one. So what is the vicinity again? So what will I gonna do? The number of the people, 7.33 times 10 to the power 6 over 4.33 times 10 to the power 4. So just do the division for these. So 7.33 divided by 4.33. So once you divide them, you will get 1.69. I'm just estimating, definitely, times 10 to the power 6. I have between them division. They are same base. 6 minus 4, it is 2, which is 100. So once you work on that, you will move your decimal. Once you move your decimal to the right, you are minusing from the power, which will be 2 minus 2, which is 0. So then you have 1. So that will be 1. So the result is 169. You can think about it. It is 100. So since this is 100 times 1.69, you will move the decimal 2 units to the right, which is 169. So people, this is the idea. I'm going to give you more problem or more exercise related to that. Let me give you. So here I'm going to do only this one with you. Exactly same idea. Take this one, multiply it. But add one more thing here. Write your answer in scientific notation form. So scientific notation form, which means the first value here should be from 1 times 10 to a specific power, any power here. Could be negatives, could be negative, positive, no problem. So let's divide that. 5.2 divided by 1.3, which is equals to 4 times 10 to the power 13 minus 7. Once you minus 13 minus 7, which will give you 6. Is this in scientific notation form? Yes, this is already in scientific notation form. Why? Because this 4 is between 1 and less than 10, and I'm fine with that, times 10 to a specific power. That's it. So the basic idea is really easy. Just do it like that. So here we learned before, if we have, for example, a to the power am all this AB, let's say, we learned a rule also in the previous classes, A times B to the power, all this to the power, for example, 3. We learned what to do with this one. I said distribute the power. So I said you can say that is A to the power 3 times B to the power 3. Here is exactly same thing. If you have division A over B, all this to power 3, for example, you can say that's A to the power 3 over B to the power 3. So keep in your mind, if you have A plus B, all this to the power 3, you cannot say that's A to the power 3 plus B to the power 3. So be careful on that. That's wrong. Big mistake. Please don't do it. If you have addition here, you cannot just do it like that. While if you have multiplication or division, you can distribute your powers. So let me give you exercises. Here we have multiple choice. So if we need to simplify this one, I'm going to distribute my power. Once I distribute it, it's like a power raised to another power. So that is will be z to the power 2 over 3, all this to the power 3 over 5 to the power 3. Since the parentheses for all of them, I can distribute it since between them division. So this is a power raised to another power, 2 over 3 times 3, so that is z to the power 2 over. I know what is 5 to the power 3, so just do your calculation for it, and then you will just write the result, which is 125. So which one from these answer? It is the last one. This is the right answer. So this is the idea. Let me give you more details for this one. Again, I'm going here because I have this power, it's for all of them. Just distribute your power. So that is 4 to the power 2 over x to the power 3 raised all this to the power 2. So that is equals to 4 to the power 2. You know what is this? That is 16 over x to the power 6. So that's the idea. Now, if you have something definitely here, I'm talking the 4 and the x to the power 3, I cannot do any more calculation. What about if I have something similar to this one? So, because these are same base, I can do two ways. So, the first way, since they are the same base, I can subtract their powers first. If I subtract their powers first, I will get what? So 3 over 4 minus 5. So that is will be 20 here. 20 minus, that will be negative 17 over 4. Why I'm saying that? I did not do anything. I just did this result inside. I just subtract the powers. Remember, all this to power 4. I did not do anything. That's what I did. I just did my calculation inside it. That's what I did. So after I finished, I noticed that this is a power raised to another power. So that is a to the power negative 17. Definitely, you can move it down and so on. Let me show you the other way. If I distribute first, I can distribute first according to this way, according to what I said here. So that is will be a to the power. If I distribute for the first one, 3 over 4, all this to the power 4, and down here, a to the power 5 all this to the power 4. So the first one will be a to the power 3. Down, it will be a to the power 20. That's what you learned before. You learned this also on this lesson, that will be a to the power 3 minus 20, a to the power 17, which is exactly the same thing that here. So do the way that you like, just do it if you have the same basis sign. If you have different like this, you must distribute your power before you do your work. Let me give you more exercises before I do anything else. I think this is the last problem. Let me give you the last problem in this lesson. The last problem in this lesson directly, this is just kind of a proof, girls. I'm not giving you any proof. Just I want to tell you, if you have, for example, a negative power like this power is negative. You need to do one thing. Since this is negative power, just flip the denominator with the denominator, flip them the opposite, then distribute your power. For example, you have this. What should you do if you have here negative? Can you see this negative? Move the one that down, move it up. The one that up, move it down. And then distribute the power. I mean, this will be y to the power 4 over 2x to the power 6. All this to the power 3. I made it positive now. Now, you can distribute easily. Just I can skip one from the steps. 4 to the power 3, so that will be 4 times 3, which is to the power 12, over, just distribute it for all of this one, be careful, x to the power 6, all this to the power 3. I did not do it immediately here because I have two things. I have a number and I have a variable. So that is x to the power 12. Now again, distribute it for all these. So that will be 2 to the power 3. So 2 to the power 3. X to the power 6 to the power 3. It's 18. Oh, sorry, that's not x, that's y. I'll just fix the y. This is the y. That's correct, x. That's y, y, y. I moved this up, I moved this down. That's why I wrote them like this. Now you need to continue your just calculation. So y to the power 12 over 2 to the power 3, it's 8, x to the power 18. So that's the idea. Let me give you more exercises related to that. Let me give you these exercises. Again, since I have the negative here, I will move the denominator up in the numerator and the denominator in the denominator. Then I will have it positive. So that will be 5b over a all this to power 2. That is equals to 5b to the power 2 over a to the power 2. Do your calculation for this one. Distribute the power. So that will be 5 to the power 2 b to the power 2 over a to the power 2. You know what is 5 to the power 2, which is 25. B to the power 2 over a to the power 2. Let me give you just I want to make sure about the time. We have more time. So let me give you more exercises related to that. I'm going to solve this one with you. So again, since I have negative power here, directly just move the one that down, move it up. Don't forget about the negative. Negative 3y to the power 4. If you have a negative, no problem. You can put it up or down. If you have it here, it's no problem if you put it in the denominator or the denominator. Over 2x to the power 1 over 6. Remember, all this to the power 3. Okay, I will continue here. So that is equals to, now you can distribute. So girls, from now I will start to just distribute immediately. So that is will be, since the power here, the power even, that means the power is odd. That means I will keep the negative. Why I will keep negative? Negative 3 times negative 3 times negative 3. This will be positive. This will be 9 times negative 3. That will be negative 27. So keep in your mind, if you have even power, that means this is, if you have odd power, you will get the sign. You will keep the sign. If you have odd power, even power, that means you will delete the sign. I will show you in this example. Just give me time until I finish this one. So that will be 27 y to the power 4 times 3. So that is y to the power 4 times 3, 12. Same thing down. I will give the power for all things that I have it down. So 2 to the power 3, 2 to the power 3, which is 8, x to the power 3 over 6, which is 1/2. So that's the idea. The idea is really simple. Here, anything to power 0, if you distribute or not, but anything to the power 0, directly 1. Say it is a 1. This one, this is similar to this one, but the only difference that here the power is even power. 2 negative 2 times negative 2, that is a positive. I'm repeating it. I'm repeating it 2 times, and 2 is even. So let's first of all, let's just flip this one so we can have it positive. So we can say that 5y4 over 7x to the power 3 over 2. All this to the power 2. I'll keep this later. I will solve this one. So that is equals to, now you can distribute the power. If you feel that I'm confusing here, I'm confusing you and I'm skipping many steps, I will make more steps here. 5y to the power 4, all this to the power 2, over 7x 3 over 2, all this to power 2. I think that this is maybe more clear. So that is equals to, the denominator will be, distribute the power, step by step. 5 to the power 2, it's a 25. Y to the power 4 raised to the power 2, which is multiply the powers. So that is y to the power 8 over Here, same thing. 7 to the power 2, it is 49. X to the power 3 over 2 times 2, x to the power 3. That's it. So that's for this idea. That's in general, that's for this lesson. I will stop here. Good luck, girls. If you have a question, most welcome to ask in the office hour. Good luck. Bye.